What's up guys, Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. It's not very often that I do a first impressions video because I am the kind of person that likes to actually use the products before I do a review. But today we're going to talk about the GSI Outdoors 4-season Pinnacle stove. This thing is awesome. Comes in this nice little stuff bag. So here it is, the 4-season Pinnacle stove from GSI. Super tiny package. And this is what's impressive to me is, even though it's a 4-season stove, this thing is really tiny and it weighs less than 6 ounces. So take into consideration that the MSR Pocket Rocket weighs 3 ounces and is about the same form factor when it's in its case. So you've got a really tiny, awesome 4-season stove. Let's go ahead and set it up. Alright guys, so here is the stove all set up. Now the reason this is such a great 4-season stove is because I have a remote canister. I don't have it attached to the stove, which makes the fuel efficiency of this stove so much better because I can turn the canister upside down, which if you know anything about how these butane canisters work, if I can turn it upside down in the cold weather, then I'm going to get way better fuel efficiency out of it and better burning and cooking. So what I love about the stove itself is you've got a really tiny package, but it has a really nice wide stance. It's really solid, and I love that they were able to take something so compact and create a system that allows it to have a really wide stance and cooking surface, so I don't have any issue putting something big like a tea kettle or any kind of pot on top of these pot stands. They are solid, and I love the little details that GSI has paid attention to, because some stoves that you get that have these hoses, they're so rigid that the stove will like sit up on its side until you get the pot on it, and then it will actually sit flat on the ground. What GSI has done here is they've created a hinge or just kind of a swivel action on the hose that makes this really nice to be able to sit flat on the ground without the hose being super stiff. So let's go ahead and light this thing. So part of what impresses me so much about this stove is how fine the adjustment is on the fuel. So I can get a really low simmer. I can go super low, and if I had a windscreen around this, I wouldn't have to worry about simmering at such a low temperature and blowing the stove out. Or I can go full 7,800 BTUs. It's not super loud and it gets a really clean, nice burn. Now because I'm in my house, I'm not going to burn any more than that because I don't want to die. But this thing is impressive, and I'm doing a canister stove comparison video here in the coming weeks, and this is going to be part of that comparison. That's part of the reason that I got this, is because I wanted to have representation from a lot of the major players in the outdoor industry right now for stoves. So this is going to be part of that. It's going to get more testing, but overall I just feel like GSI has really created a fantastic product here. Really impressive. 6 ounces and such a tiny form factor, like smaller than the size of a tennis ball. Really cool. At this point I don't have any real issues to say about it. There's not anything that stands out that I'm like, man, I wish they would have changed that. It's just impressive. I really am happy with the overall quality of it from my first impressions. So anyway guys, look for a full review of this to come out in the coming weeks after I'm able to get out and get some use with it. And then check it out in my comparison video on canister stoves that's coming out fairly soon as well. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hope you guys have an awesome day.